Okay, this is the RAV 1760 from RAV America out of Texas, and we're just going to show you a few things. If you look down here, these are extra long clamps, wheel clamps for doing wheels up to 24 inch in diameter. This is the printer. The printer turns on automatically when you're ready for a print, turns off, it times out. And the on button for the alignment machine is right on the back here. You push down and it'll start the computer. From the home screen, you can go into setup for setting up the aligner, make different changes. This is the shift or F5 button right here on the keyboard. This is the spec memory. So all the vehicles that you align, you can enter into your vehicle specs or enter into your memory, and it'll hold just tens of thousands of alignments. You'll probably never be able to do that many alignments. And the green button is always the next logical step in doing your alignment. So if you just keep hitting the green all the way, now on your keyboard right here, you see that the colors correspond: red, blue, yellow, green. And so this is not a touch keyboard. You push these buttons. The F5 button right here is the middle button here. You can also operate the alignment computer with any of the sensor heads. You have the same buttons right here: red, blue, F5, yellow, green. Okay, today we're going to align a 2011 Prius, and the first thing you need to do is when you pull the car onto the rack, while the engine is still running, you need to put the brake pedal depressor on the car so you have the vacuum boost assist. While doing that, I'll demonstrate that now. Okay, I've centered on my turn plate, and now I'm going to put my brake pedal depressor in. That goes between the seat and the brake pedal. I'm also going to engage my emergency brake. For the rest of the alignment, I don't want this vehicle moving back or forward at all. Raise the alignment rack up to the first level locking position. Next step is to pull the pins in your turn plates. So you pull your pins in the front turn plates and in the rear. After you've pulled your turn plate pins, go ahead and shake the suspension down. That'll relax your turn plate. Really pull on just about anything just to shake it. That puts the suspension in a relaxed position so you can take accurate readings. Alright, this is a wheel clamp. This Prius has 15-inch rims. We've already gotten the hubcaps pulled off. You see this little Allen set screw right here next to this knob, and there's two grids here. This grid here goes up to 20-inch and this goes up to 24-inch. And you have inner peg and outer peg. So if you're using the 20-inch scale, you use the inner peg. And if you're using the 24-inch scale, you use the outer peg. So this is a 15-inch rim, so we're obviously going to use the inner scale. And then we're going to grab the very outside lip of this rim. We're going to have the spade rest on that. It's actually not going to grab it. And so therefore we're going to set the Allen set screw right here, that Allen set screw right there, we're going to set it on number 16, right next to the line between 15 and 16. So I know that's a little hard to see on the video, but there it is. You set the 2 at the bottom on the number 16 line, or right on the line between 15 and 16. And you place the the lip right there on the edge. Now the top, you get used to grabbing the sensor clamp with your hand. And this, you simply adjust that to the rim. You'll notice that I'm exactly aligned to the spindle of this vehicle. And then you set your arms, and like I said before, you have the shorter arms and longer arms. So you set the appropriate arms at the right length to grab around the tire, and you just push on the gray paddles. Okay? And now it's got the rim. That's it. This is the front left. Now I push this in, lock down my set screw, push the middle button right here, and then I get a red light, and now that sensor is reading. The back. Now the back sensor, you just level it to your eye. Doesn't have to be perfectly level, but just lock it down, level it to your eye, push the button until the red light comes on. All four of these sensors are reading. There's no compensation needed. We don't have to roll the car back or forth, any of that. Don't have to jack it up, do run out, none of that stuff. We've done our compensation. Let's go up now and select our vehicle. The next logical step is to hit the F4 button. It's going to select the USA database. Takes a moment to load. And then we're going to go, we have our manufacturers highlighted over here. And if I hit the T, it'll jump to the T's. So we have Toyota USA. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll arrow over with the green button. And then I will hit P for Prius. Okay, and here's my Priuses. So I can scroll down, I can hit enter, I can scroll here with my arrows, or I can use these arrows either way. 2001 to 14 Prius. Okay, and now it's loading the Prius database. All vehicles that have similar specifications are going to have a little green indicator right there, which means there may be several cars that are grouped in with similar specifications. It's to save you time. This is a 2011 Prius, so I've got 2011, 15. I've got with standard suspension. That's this vehicle right here with standard suspension. This one here was tire rough road suspension. So this is 11 to 14. And I hit enter, and now here are my vehicle specs. Now you see this vehicle has a camera icon. There are over 300 illustrations in the computer to show you how to make different adjustments. You can always go to westernalltool.com and look at the alignment training videos, and that'll show you how to actually do alignments. But there are help screens here in the computer. Now in order to access that, I hit the F5 button, and I get a little camera icon right here. And I hit the camera icon, okay? And it shows me the camber adjustment for this vehicle is in the McPherson struts, and it shows me that I'm putting an eccentric cam bolt. Some companies call them a Magna Cam. That's Northstar, Napa parts. Specialty Products just calls them an eccentric cam bolt. So you can install that to adjust camber on the vehicle. I'm going to hit the red arrow button here to go back. And now we will go forward into our alignment. Alright? And the vehicle's already sitting here taking readings. So what it wants to do now is establish thrust angle as the zero or straight ahead position. So the direction of the rear wheels determines my direction here. So on this vehicle, I can just grab the tire. Yeah, keep your camera there. And what I'm doing is I'm aligning the front tires to the thrust angle. I get that right in the middle. Now I'm going to level the two front sensors according to the bubble. Come on. There's one. those sensor knobs locked while I'm doing this, and just kind of tap on the front arm of the sensor in order to get it to go in. When you have the stop sign, it's taking its reading, so it's reading the car right now. Okay. Now, here's all my basic. Here is my specifications with my tolerances in and out. This is my diagnostic screen. So this, everything in red is out of adjustment. Everything in green is good. And the this car doesn't look to be in too bad of shape. So we will move to the next screen. It says, "Are you sure?" And I go, "Yes." Alright, and this is the rear of this vehicle. I have rear camber, negative 1.48 is spec, that's negative 1.60, close enough, negative 1.32, close enough, and rear toe is well within spec, and thrust angle also looks pretty good on this vehicle. So there's really nothing to do there. We'll move to the front. Okay, the front angles, we have not swung caster yet, and you swing caster by hitting the red button here. And even though caster is not adjustable on this vehicle, we'll go ahead and swing it so you can see how we do that. Before I swing caster, this is raised wheels mode, so if you want to raise the front tires of the vehicle in order to get to your adjustment, get your suspension hanging, I'll simulate that right now. We can raise front wheels. Okay, you raise the lift, you raise the wheels, you do whatever you need to do in order to make yourself able to make the adjustment. And when you get it to wherever you want it, you hit the F5 button. Alright? And now you've engaged the memory. So it's going to remember where you want, or it'll remember the readings even when the suspension was loaded. And then when you make your adjustment, the simulated adjustment, and you go ahead and hit your down button. And when you get it down, you hit the F5 button again, and it'll put it, it'll put everything back to a loaded position. So this way you can make your adjustments in the air. This is an automatic toe adjustment system right here. That what it does is it measures the distance between the front tires at any angle. So even if you have to set toe with the steering wheel not straight, you can do that using this software. It's pretty self-explanatory. When you use it, I'll hit the yellow button right now. It wants you to start the car, steer it to the left, steer it to the right, put it back to center, put your steering wheel holder back in, and then hit F5, and it locks all of your readings. There again, you don't have to use your steering wheel holder. You can have the car at an angle. Some tie rods on some vehicles cannot be adjusted in the straight ahead position. You have to turn the wheel in order to get to the adjuster. So this will help with that because it's measuring in inches the front of the vehicle. And so here I can unlock the left front wheel. I can adjust that, relock it, unlock the right front wheel, adjust that, relock it, and then I can hit the red button and start the car again and double check my toe. So it's just another way to adjust toe. A better way to adjust toe, quite frankly, is to use your steering wheel holder and adjust toe by that. Set your steering wheel straight, adjust your toe, and you're good to go. Now getting back to the caster sweep right here, that's the red button. Alright. Before you swing caster, a couple of things. When you're in the caster measurement mode, you can check body dimension audit. And this body dimension audit right here will show you if you're dealing with a vehicle that has a bent frame. So before you swing caster, you may want to go into body dimension audit and see if your tracking is correct. This tracking is positive 0.32. That means that the wheels are 0.32 degrees. The rear wheels are outside tracking of the inside. Okay. It also it's a live animation, so it'll show you whether or not the tracking is straight behind. You got your thrust angle of 0.04 degrees, and I've got a front setback of 0.02 degrees. So very little setback, very little tracking change. And this track right here is one where the tires are outboard of the front tires. That's a snow setup from the manufacturer. They want the rear tires going through different snow than the front tires. Most manufacturers have a slight offset front to rear that way. So now to get back up, now I can also print that out. It makes a very nice printout for customers, but it helps you diagnose if you have a bent frame, a car that maybe should not be aligned. Before you go any further into it, you can check your yellow button, your body dimension auto. This is your caster swing. We're going to swing 10 degrees left, 10 degrees right, and the caster swing, you could also set it to 20 degrees or ACK, but most people do not have the equipment on their alignment rack to do either of those. So you want to make sure with the 1760 that this says 10 degrees before you swing caster. Okay, so whenever you swing caster, if you want repeatable results, never, ever, ever grab the wheel here and do your caster swing here, okay? You're going to get different caster readings, and virtually every manufacturer tells you that. Always swing caster from the steering wheel. You have to keep your body outside of the front to rear beam here as you swing caster. So it's nice to have a step stool, and just focus on the screen, Andy. "10 degrees left, 10 degrees right." You could also sit in the car while you swing caster. That doesn't hurt a thing if you're sitting in the car. Okay? And the caster also looks very good on this vehicle. Anytime you get a vehicle with more than half a degree side-to-side difference, you probably have a bit of an issue with your alignment. It could create a slight pull. This one here is -22 spec on the camber, and we're at 0.53, and it's -0.06 on the camber on the left. We're just barely under that half degree side-to-side difference. I happen to know this car does not have a pull or a lead. It does have a slightly crooked steering wheel, so we're going to fix that. So the next step is we're going to go ahead and set the toe on this vehicle. If camber caster were out quite a bit and toe was out quite a bit, I might still set the toe first, at least get it close, and then go back and adjust my camber and caster. But right now we'll set toe. We'll put the steering wheel holder in. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the left front toe. Oh, that's the wrong way. I always like to have a little positive toe on the front. Wrong way. Spec is 0.10. So, I'm going to call that good enough. I'm going to match my two toes. Okay, what you want to do now, we've set the toe, we've looked this car over. Like I said before, the camber might be a slight issue, except for I know it's driving okay. We're still within spec, so we're going to call this one good. So here is my before, my diagnostics. Here is my after, okay? And now what I want to do is print out this alignment. So I'm going to hit the yellow print button, and I'm going to enter in customer's name. And then I'm going to enter in the license number so that I can recall that. And you'll see it's got a little picture of a man in a computer screen, so I want to store this alignment in the computer. So I'm going to hit the blue button, and it says, "Are you sure?" And I'm going to say yes. So now this alignment is forever stored in the alignment computer. And in the beginning screen, you can hit the yellow button and pull up any alignments that are stored. And now I'm going to move to print. This is my printout, and it shows your target values with your specification in the middle, your diagnostic, and this is your before measurements. This is what it was before, and this is your after. Everything in red is out of adjustment, and everything in black is in. The way I teach your service advisors is if you have a 0.50 or larger in this final screen, okay, that's something to pay attention to. That might create a pull or a lead. So this final screen is difference, side-to-side difference. And if you have a 0.50 or larger there, you may want to pay attention to that. Even though it's in spec, it might still have a pull or a lead. So it's something to consider. So I hit the yellow button again. It always previews the printout, and now it will go ahead and print our final printout. Printouts that come out right down here.